All right, welcome back to Weekend Express. Time now to take a look at us making headlines on the dailies. But before we do that, let's take a look at this poll by Infotrack, talking about the confidence Kenyans have on both the judiciary and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission just about 29 days to the set date of the repeat presidential election. Listen in.
We ask Kenyans, are you satisfied with the Supreme Court ruling? And what you see is an overwhelming majority of Kenyans, 77% of Kenyans, are really satisfied with the ruling of the Supreme Court on the petition that was filed. Only 22% were not satisfied, and about 2% said they did not know. The trust and confidence in the civil society is currently at 85%. Trust and confidence of religious leaders is also high, so 84% of Kenyans said they trust the religious leaders. But also we see a jump in confidence of the judiciary, where 76% of Kenyans generally right now feel confident with the judiciary. But look at the IEBC. When other people are ranging between 80s, 70s, and even the police at 65, IEBC is currently standing at 40%. So this is 39.8, which is 40% of Kenyans, less than majority, less than 50% currently trust that the IEBC will conduct a free and fair elections. Indeed, 54% of Kenyans are not, confident that IEBC would conduct free and fair elections. And another 6% are iffy or 50-50 about the confidence they have in the IEBC to conduct free and fair elections.
Rather than confidence in the judiciary and the IEBC, Infotrack also asked Kenyans what they felt about the set date of the repeat presidential election set for the 17th of October. And here are the statistics. 84% of Kenyans in support of the election being held on the 17th of October. 14%, however, not or against that 17th October election date, while a small 2% say they do not know. This, of course, has been a major debate in the country as to whether the elections really should be held by the 17th of October. The opposition, NASA, says it should not be cast in stone, seeing as the Supreme Court had given 60 days since the 1st of October for the repeat presidential election to be held. There was also a question as to whether IEBC should have a cleanup, and 44% of Kenyans believe that IEBC CEO Ezra Chiloba should step aside before the elections on the 17th of October, while 41% also say IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati should step aside. All right, so that is a debate that has been going on in the country. Many also giving their thoughts on the decision by the Supreme Court to nullify the presidential election. 76.4% of Kenyans, they're saying they are satisfied by that ruling by the Supreme Court. 21.6%, however, saying they are not satisfied by that decision. Of course, a decision that has raised a massive debate in the country as to the credibility of the Supreme Court and the judiciary as a whole. All right, well, in studio for this conversation and a look at us making headlines on the papers is Kiharu, Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro. We had also invited Anthony Lwach, Member of Parliament Mathare. He has, however, not been able to make it to studio this morning. Nyoro, many thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with those results by Infotrack there. I mean, it's just about exactly 30 days to the 17th October date set by IEBC, and we are seeing a majority of Kenyans in support of that date, but again, a majority of Kenyans in support of a massive cleanup within the IEBC. That means stepping aside of Ezra Chiloba. Some say stepping aside of Wafula Chebukati as well. Your thoughts on this?
For me, that is total hogwash, especially looking at the figures talking the 76% in terms of the judgment by the Supreme Court. Because definitely those figures are not based on anything that is factual. Because you are out here, we can tell. And I think it's just a reflection of Angela Abitho and Raila Odinga. But of course, it doesn't represent what Kenyans are looking for. Even on the other one for dates, the 17th of October,
right.
Most Kenyans want to move on. In fact, almost every Kenyan want this electioneering period to be history so that we can move forward as a country. And clearly saying that we have 14% of Kenyans who want to remain in this circus and in this uncertainty and in this disorder, definitely it is far from facts.
Right. I mean, that's